Okay, now y'all. Today we're gonna go over this Wack 100 Big U whole situation. Now, as I'm watching it unfold, because in my free time I like to entertain myself with, we could say, meaningless things. Um, I'm watching this right, and Wack 100 is 100% an informant, and this is a good video because he's like the big media platforms that'll tell you something, that'll force you to believe something. He'll be so confident telling his lie or dressing it up how he dresses it up, and he's entertaining on top of that, that he just finds a way to just like finesse the audience. And I don't even want to say finesse because I feel like most people know, like, he working. They've been saying it, and it just keeps being clear examples, but he won't say it. Which who would say, "Hey, I'm an informant"? So if you don't know already, Wack 100 has been on the Big U case. Now, he was on the new there was him on the new indictment, on Big U's new indictment. And they brought up the Future situation where Wack caught Future at an airport with Big U at LAX to be specific. And he told he told he told the story about him running down on Future and telling him, hey, basically getting a payment for a friend through intimidation. So so let me pull this up here because he talks about it. So so yeah, I'll play this in a second. So he talks about chasing him in the airport. That situation ends up on Big U's paperwork for an overt act. Now, the definition for an overt act, define an overt act in an indictment. So there you have it with that. So Wack was collecting a debt for this guy named Trick when they was doing the whole no-fly zone. That's another story within itself. But there was a debt that allegedly Trick, future old Trick, the guy from Detroit, and he ran down on him. Now let's hear Wack say it from his mouth, because he's the same person. Remember, this is the same person who's quick to say everybody's a rat just by putting two and two together. So we're gonna do the same thing.
You right? Hey, get your old want some money. All right, trick in Detroit. Me and Big U on a red eye license. But not. He comes to LA. We coming through the here with our back through the thing. Who we see on the other side? Future and the girl that's with the back the football players. Sierra. We see Future in the room. I say, bro, is that who I think it is? He look. I said, yeah. I think you take the jacket. When we come to the thing, I say, hey, homie, you got that money for Trick? He take off one. I'm chasing of the dead homies. Through the no, what the fuck? He runs into a motherfucking terminal, and he runs into the thing, but it ain't hooked up to no plane. He left. Whoa, bro. Wow.
So he said when he seen Future. Let me slow this down a bit because it's moving a little bit fast already. He said so when he seen Future, he was with Sierra, and he said as soon as he pulled up on him about the debt, Future took off running. Excuse me.
A true story, man. Runs into the terminal, right? When he run into the terminal, he take his phone out, right? He know he can only go so far. What you gonna do? Jump onto the runway? That's a long drop now, right? he, he throws the phone at me on speaker. All I hear is Stunner boy. He say, what? It's me, Stunner. Talk to me. I say, Stunner, I'm busy like that. He said, yeah, but I don't want to be that. What the going on? I say, oh, trick a bag, man. He can't get off back, dog. Then he'll throw back. Either he gonna take or he finna get up and then he go back. Right? Trick that whole quick. He don't go.
When I first heard this story, I swear you couldn't tell me this wasn't a bold-faced lie. You could not tell me that this was not a bold-faced lie. This man said when Future started running from him, he got on the phone with Birdman, and within that, let's just say, I mean, all these things happen fast, right? But let's just say, I don't even want to give it time, but in the midst of him chasing him, he pulls out his phone, calls Birdman, which Wack says he has a great relationship with him, has to explain the situation because Wack says when he threw the phone at him on speaker with Birdman on the phone, he said, "What's going on?" And when he said, "I'm busy," Birdman said, "I don't want you to be busy." So obviously that indicates, using my common sense, just my common sense, that indicates that Birdman knew there was a problem somewhere. But this is what threw me off because I'm like, how that fast Future able to call run away from him with Sierra, call somebody, get Birdman on the phone, explain to him what's going on, put it on speaker and throw it at him. That's what he's saying happened. And this was actually in the paperwork too, but I didn't believe it at first. But this also means that there's only two people that actually could say this. Future and Wack 100, because remember, they've left Big U. Big U stayed back. So he said Birdman ended up paying the debt. So I just want to lay that out for y'all. He ended up paying the debt. So now let's go to the paperwork comes out, right? And we'll get to the paperwork. But let's just go to the part on No Jumper when he responds.
How you feeling, buddy?
All right.
It's been a tough week, huh?
Who? I don't know.
Feds are cracking down on you. You can't be chasing Future Hendrix around the airport, buddy.
Yo, that's crazy. You know what? I read that. I know which one of his homies did it.
You're getting your just desserts.
He blaming on one of the homies from the rip. Now we're going to get this is No Jumper. This is a podcast he frequents a lot. From the rip. He says one of the homies telling on him. From the rip, he just You
were there. You did it. You did it.
Hold on. The crazy part about it is one of his homies told the feds that.
One of Future's homies.
Ain't got nothing to do with Future. One of Big U homies. Okay, I know.
Yeah.
I know who was running with Big U back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I know who he's talking to and conversing with.
Okay.
And I think maybe Big U might have kind of, if he did do the little white lie, I'm going to tell you why. He was never touched.
He
was never touched.
Because he ran down the tarmac, right?
He was twatting. He was never touched. Oh. That's the crazy part. So when I'm reading it, and it says...
And this is another thing. The thing with the police, they don't really put things in paperwork. Now, they get things wrong, being someone who's read paperwork and has caught a case myself. They've gotten things wrong in my situation, but for the most part, they don't put things like this in print unless it comes from a credible source. This is not no state case. This is the FBI. This is the federal government, the highest level. You mean to tell me that Big U telling a friend that wasn't there, because it's only Sierra, Future, Wack, and Big U. You mean to tell me that Big U telling a friend is going to cause an automatic overt act? That's not a credible enough source. You can't tell me that somebody who wasn't there, they're going to put something like this in paperwork from your exact word. We heard the exact story that's on the paperwork from your mouth. Now, they said something about getting beat up. I don't remember seeing or hearing that or reading that, but we're going to look up the paperwork as he talks.
Big U and his homies. And then they said he was assaulted. Now, a couple days before that, I think you pulled it up before, him and his security guy took off on to the club, right? Mm-hmm. That was in Hollywood. But when I'm reading it, all the shit, like he got one thing in there where they're saying the other dude had a gun, or they went to a weed shop. These is all his codees. Everybody that's out on bail, right? Because
he was never touched. And it's not a charge, it's an overt act. They ain't charging for no assault on Future. A lot of these motherfuckers is dumb, it's an overt act, but
But they're adding it to the case against Big U, right?
so it's really like goes towards character.
Okay.
It's not a charge. Like, he doesn't have a assault charge on Future.
Oh.
This is why when everybody saying Future told in this, Future's not Future or Sierra, she was there. Will say dude was assault.
Okay.
There's no way they can say that.
And what was your involvement in this then?
I talked to Future.
But you're mentioned in the paperwork?
I'm not mentioning.
What did you say but then why is everybody putting your name in it?
Because I told this story years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I told the story years ago.
Okay.
Right? So they're saying, oh, this is what Wack said. So in their head, if you go listen, Wack always said, Big U didn't do shit.
Right.
He stayed behind.
Uh-huh.
So for them to have some shit in there, unless a whole nother situation happened.
Right.
That I don't know about. But Future was not touched, assaulted, nothing.
Okay.
It was a conversation.
Okay, let's read this out loud. Overt Act number 36. In or around 2014, defendant Henley, which is Big U, approached NDC. NDC is Future's real name. That's his initials. A Grammy-winning recording artist, in order to collect money for a Detroit associate. Churchill from Detroit. Overt Act number 37. In or around 2014, after NDC refused to pay and ceased answering defendant Henley's phone calls, defendant Henley and his associates committed violence against NDC and NDC's associates and security for failing to show respect and pay money. Overt Act number 38. In or around 2014, a few days after defendant Henley and his associates stomped out NDC, defendant Henley and co-conspirator chased NDC through the Los Angeles International Airport in an attempt to further intimidate and collect money from NDC. So Wack's just throwing stuff out there. He's like, well, it had to be his friend because nobody touched him. This is two separate things. You got Overt Act number 37 clearly stating that excuse me. Overt Act number 38 clearly stating a few days after, not the same day, not the day before, not in the airport. Nobody's saying that, Wack. Nobody is saying that. It clearly says in Overt Act number 38, I'm going to keep repeating this because he'll try to pound you with a lie so much until you believe it. In or around 2014, a few days after defendant Henley and his associates stomped out NDC, defendant Henley and co-conspirator, don't even name his name. That's why this is informant. And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't like, whatever you do, you do. Co-conspirator chased NDC through the Los Angeles International Airport in an attempt to further intimidate and collect money from NDC. So when Wack 100 is saying it had to be somebody, it had to be his homeboys lying because nobody touched him. Nothing said anything about him getting touched in the airport. Let's continue on.
A little jog.
Little trot.
Chase after him a little bit.
It was a little trot.
Okay.
You know, you ain't gonna, you ain't gonna be running through LAX.
Yeah.
That is, you're not gonna do that. It was a little trot. You know what I mean? So it was something that people would notice. But when I seen he was assaulted, I said one of his
homeboys. He said, you remember at the beginning of the video, he said, as soon as I said, what's up with that money with Churchill? He took off. You see how everything is, he took off and did it. Now he's trying to just downplay. He's trying to backpedal everything. And I just want to end this video here, man. A few years ago when Big U first got locked up, pay attention what he said when he made his little videos. Remember, he made his video recording himself, like, you know, just talking, expressing himself. Pay attention to what he said in this video. I'm going to end this right here.
It's going to probably be my last video. I'm going to go turn myself in to see what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. And he's actually got video and footage of it. So y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, Loose Cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all fired. All y'all who be sending around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these saying, all y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this shit. If you had something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sending it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You just guilty because somebody else don't like you and they can go on the internet and do what the they want to and y'all gonna promote it. It's crazy. But I'm going to go turn myself in though. Because I ain't did nothing.